Hi everyone, welcome to the last episode ever to be made of Losers Advocate for Shaw TV. I'm your host, Roberta Power. Let's take a look at some of the other ways I've introduced my episodes over the years. Hello Vancouver! Well, summer is almost here. It's light out until late. We can hear the birds chirping, the flowers are in bloom, the air smells fragrant. It's a time for love and happiness. Yeah, okay, barf. So I guess this means I should start shaving my legs again. Maybe get out of bed before 2 p.m. and act all summery and barbecuey and lemonade-y. When is everything outside gonna start dying so I can just be myself? Boys on my left side, boys on my right side. Now that I find myself in the above 35 range and having just read this book, I'm gonna share a lot of what James Hollis has to say about middle-aged adulthood. Hello? Hey Roberta, it's me. Hi Roberta, what's up? I got those pictures you sent me of your new hairdo. Yeah? Why did you do it? I thought you were gonna grow your hair long like me. Hello? Hey babe, I'm going away tomorrow. Sweetheart, don't you have an essay due for your women's studies class? Yeah, I'm not doing it. I can't even come up with any ideas. Just gonna ask for an extension. Why? You've been sitting around here all weekend. What's wrong? You haven't noticed? Some mother you are. Had my heart broken in a zillion effing pieces. Jason? Oh, geez, what did he do?
To turn you away, my pretty hate. How can I win you back to make you stay? My pretty hate.
Yeah, both your mother and I could have told you that a long time ago. I think I'm going to take a leave of absence from work and work on my art. Your art? What I do is a form of art. Not exactly. Now, who of us has not been sent away or heard someone say, sorry, I don't want you, I don't really need you, there's no room for you here? When you hear the name the Virgin Mary, what does that do to you? Are you affected in any way or no? Not at all. Honey, have you decided what you want for your birthday?
Yeah, I want some red shoes.
Okay, whoa. In my own love for all things holy, I'm going to use Ambika Walter's angel cards and her book, The Angel Oracle, to discuss and contemplate 4 angels of love that she portrays. Hi everybody, welcome to Losers Advocate. I'm your host for the evening. Hello Vancouver and the Lower Mainland, welcome to Losers Advocate, reducing our egos. When I first started to do this show, I had no idea how it would be received by you, and it took a lot of time for some people to warm up to it. For you guys that actually have received it so well and you actually watch it and make it through like an entire episode or two, you're in a very select and special group, so close to my heart. Some say they can't watch the show because it's just too embarrassing, but you and I have something in common, and I think that is, a lot of empathy for others, and we always hope to grow more empathy, and, we also have that coupled with a longing to be appreciated and understood for exactly who we are and hope we will become. Usually I have this warning on my show, actually, and I don't really know. I was asked to put this warning up years ago.
The following program deals with mature subject matter and contains sexually explicit material and scenes of coarse language. Viewer discretion is advised.
I think it's generally pretty tame stuff compared to a lot of what's out there. Once I was with a man shopping in a quiet grocery store, and I picked up a long cucumber and I put it up to myself before I put it in the plastic bag and pretended I had a long penis. And he looked at me very disgusted and said, "You know, you look like a real whore doing that." And I laughed, kind of embarrassed and wondering if I did look like a whore. And then later I came to my senses and I made a big production and reminded him how crude he usually is in front of his friends and people he feels close to. Oh my God, this is the perfect part for me. My favorite movie of all time when I was a teen was Fatal Attraction. Do you remember? Yeah, I remember. What do you have to say? What do you have to tell me? Come on, tell me. This is, this is tough being the assistant producer of this movie and your second cousin. But, well, you're just not really quite big enough for this part. Not big enough? I've starred in 3 A-list movies in the past year. Yeah, but your character was different. In this movie, the man has to find a solid reason to cheat on his wife. Well, what does the character care if I'm big? He's not famous either. And that's not what I mean by big, if you know what I mean. Well, your chest is of the smaller variety, like most of the women in our family. You come by it honestly, honey. But I'm pretty. Very pretty, I agree. But so is this man's wife. Pretty scary thriller with big breasts bouncing all over. Hey, Angel, I got something to tell you, girlfriend. Oh yeah? What is it? I think I'm falling in love. No way, my baby girl don't fall in love. I'm not joking. Yeah? So what's so great about this guy? Ha! What's he like, girl? I gotta tell you. He's a good-looking guy, but not narcissistic, smart and composed. He never goes ballistic. I'm sick of bad tempers and he doesn't have one. With the last guy, that's how I knew we were done. He looks bloody great, but he's so not perfect. He's kinda got zits, but they're totally worth it. Beautiful eyes, the windows to his soul. When he looks at me long, I get my panties in a roll. So what would you tell him if you knew he was into you? I'd tell him, check it out, lover boy, I got something to say. You treat me so well, you're like a sunbeam ray. How I feel about you is like never before. My you-know-what throbs, and my head's so sore. I knew you were awesome, but not this much. I think about kissing you and wait for your touch. You make me feel so liked, so cool, so worthy. I can be a foxy lady or I can be all girly. Tonight it's black leather and a necklace all pearly. You would think Mary would be too high and heavenly to deal in any real way with the grit of what's constantly taking place here on Earth. But Pinkola Estes urges us not to think of Mary in the ways that we've been told and sold. She tells us to rather look low instead of high. She says that Mary, who is often called in Spanish Our Lady Guadalupe, is actually a girl gang leader in heaven. A Hell's Angel who drives a Harley and thinks of axle grease as holy water. To each soul on earth, she says, Mary appears as each soul can best apprehend and embrace her. She works her booty off to communicate with you and assist you, as any truly loving parent does. I don't just work 18 hours a week. With all the paperwork, it's like double that. Oh, you and your stupid anxiety. If you could get a hold of it, maybe it'd take you a lot less time to do your stupid paperwork. If you could get a hold of your penis, maybe it would take you a lot less time to get a stupid boner. That's pretty low. I've been crying all night. I cannot even see straight. Can you just do something motherly for once and make me a cup of tea or something? Let me grieve for a while? Of course I will. And since you can't read the story, I'll read it to you. Most men and some women are totally terrified of Skeleton Woman. Totally terrified. They shit their pants. Really, they shit their pants. Just some tea, Mom. Please call him now, before BT hurts me badly. Of course, darling. Right away. Anesthesia. Just a few more minutes. Hello. Brother, I hope you're not busy right now. Nope, just up to my usual. You've got to go over to Mom and Dad's house right now. Anastasia's in serious trouble. What's that? You having serious trouble? Oh, I know, Ruby, this economy. Trust me, I'm feeling it too. I haven't found a job yet either. No, Roberto, it's Anastasia. She's gonna be killed if you don't do something. I'll do something. I'm still trying to find my niche in society. No, Roberto, it's Anastasia. She's going to be killed if you don't do something. Where is Annie? With BT at Mom and Dad's house. He's going to kill her. What? That little pale-faced pecker called me 5 minutes ago. That was Anastasia. Now hurry over there and bring some kind of weapon. Bring a weapon? Bring a weapon, jeez. Oh, yeah. Yeah. By the time you're 25, they will say you've gone and blown it. By the time you're 35, I must confide you will have blown them all. I try to keep both women and men in mind when I do my shows. Some are definitely more geared towards women, some are more geared towards men. Oh my God, no matter what I do, I can't get this blood out. Please help me. Now the blood is right on the headset. It is obvious. Your persona has actually become stained. You can't hide your troubles from the world anymore because they've become too noticeable and too difficult for you to deal with. You used my Bluetooth, you little... We must ask ourselves, what do I know deep in my ovaries or my vas deferens that I wish I didn't know? Pinkola asks you to ask, what of you has been killed or lays dying? I need a big, big loan from the girl zone. Boys on my left side, boys on my right side, boys in the middle, and you're not here. This episode of Loser's Advocate is especially for women. Rather than quote those dudes that I usually quote, I'm going to quote women for a change. I'm actually not overly feminist or biased one way or the other, but I am a woman, and when I'm around women or I talk to other women, there's a definitely female energy going on that's very attractive and smart and funny and understanding and strong. And I think most men would agree that we can be kind of gorgeous in our many different styles and ways. So I don't think that they would deny us this special episode. Nor do I think that they would deny that just once in a while they wished they could tap into emotion like we do, or at least just every so often be in touch with whatever it is as we are. Besides, I'm going to make them their own show one day anyways. Robert Johnson analyzes this story and says that virtually every man in our society is walking around with this Fisher King wound. And it's particularly applicable today, this Fisher King wound. Now that doesn't mean that all men are experiencing, problems with their groin or sexual difficulties, although, the statistics on that are quite high. And what we're about to discuss is probably one of the main reasons. But most men you meet, probably all of them to some degree, are wounded in their feeling function, the part of them that values things and people and makes them passionate, makes them creative, makes them be able to problem solve psychologically. This injury, this woundedness, is a result, Johnson states, of living in a modern, scientific, cold world that values rational, objective, intellectual thought and dispassionate reasoning over feeling and passion. And this, he states, has actually been going on from the 12th century. From the time of chivalry, as the world has gotten more and more modern and men have, like knights in their armor, had to be more and more heroic and think and act fast and be breadwinning and discount their feelings and their imaginations in favor of the rational brain. Estes writes a lot for women, but she also writes for men. And she says that there are men in our culture that are not mainstream in the sense of masculinity or I don't know how to pronounce this word. Modernity? They're not modern, okay? They express their feelings, and perhaps they cry or they sigh. They have very obvious angst and issues with perfectionism. Maybe they worry outwardly. Maybe they dress too conservatively or geeky-like, and they're not interested in sports. Estes says there are far too few slots in the overculture for actual good men. I do a lot of singing on the show. I've kind of cut it down the last few episodes because of a lot of complaints. People having to turn down their volume and wondering why the hell I do sing. And I get a lot of the complaints from people in my family saying that, I'm bringing shame to the family name. I'm not joking. And after having to watch these shows again, I can say that I actually do understand what they mean. I can still see you. But I don't know. Sometimes I hit the notes. Kind of. Just stay a while, stay a while, stay a while. Why don't you stay a while, stay a while, stay a while. You gave me strength to stand alone again, to face the world out on my own again. You put me high upon a pedestal, so high that I could almost see eternity. You needed me. You needed me. Nope, didn't sound much better. So here we go with the song. Repeat after me. There's a lady who's sure all that glitters is gold, and she's buying a stairway to heaven. A very big focus of this show for me has been about bridging that gap between the ego and the soul. Yes, there are two paths you can go by, but in the long run, there's still time to change the road you're on. But the world has actually been teaching us from the time that we are very young to develop our ego in order to make it in the world. And our ego is actually a false identity. Wrong. Oh, Monsieur Lump, could you, just Gonad, yes, King Gonad, would you mind waiting until I'm finished here? This is my intro and it usually takes me a bit to finish.
Oh, sorry, Peaches.
When our souls get starved, when our source of joy is zapped somehow, we more easily get addicted to sex, addicted to money, addicted to the life of luxury, hooked on drugs, hooked to staying inside and watching TV. Anything that's going to give us a fraction of the experience we remember having when we were our true, wild, natural selves. If we remove ourselves from our real and passionate lives and we enter the luxurious Cadillac of that dry old woman, we in fact adopt the thinking and the ways of that crusty old perfectionist. We belong too much to the collective culture or to another thinking style that wants us to think in a certain way or wants us to act in a certain way only. Of course, we sometimes need to do all these things that call for an ego, like compete. We have to appear and sound smart sometimes. We have to show off our credentials and try to go for promotions. A lot of us dress to impress too, and there's nothing wrong with that, but there is way too much of an emphasis on our looks. Dr. Estes reminds us that we have to stand midway between that very needy ego world and the very hungering world of the psyche too. That part of us that is quite likely being called in a different direction from what society asks of us, from what our commitments ask of us, to look in both directions with full openness. Everybody else's girl, maybe one day you'll be your own. And I found out where my edge is, and it bleeds into where you resist. Uh-oh, let go, off on my way, unseen this eternal wanting. Uh-oh, let go if I really get creamed, waiting on Sunday to drown. Waiting on Sunday to drown. Thank you, Mr.
Mr. 경제봐.
Mr. Meh.
So, would you like to come to Korea to star in my next big movie?
Well, what's the role?
Very exciting. You play a Canadian-born housewife living in Korea with your Korean husband. He's a big businessman.
Me? A housewife? Oh, like a sexy housewife.
No, not sexy. You like to be sexy, but husband has many young visitors. So you like a little bit, how do they say in Canada, so, frumpy?
Frumpy? I don't think that role would suit me at all.
Oh no, you want to play this role.
Actually have to ask ourselves, what do people like us for and what do they seem to need us for? And that might give you some idea of your calling. You know, maybe it's not our looks or our physical strength or our ability to multitask and or sell a product, to be so motivated and sharp as a tack. Maybe it's something else.
And my friends, I haven't any.
And you too, please be a loser's advocate. There are too few in this world. When you're feeling down, sometimes the only way to elevate yourself is to help other people that are feeling down and show that you understand them. I get up in the evening and I ain't got nothing to say. I come home in the morning, I go to bed feeling the same way. I ain't nothing but tired. Yeah, I'm just tired and bored with myself. Hey there, baby, I could use just a little help. You can't start a fire. You can't start a fire without a spark. This gun's for hire, even if we're just dancing in the dark. The message keeps getting clearer. Radio's on and I'm moving round my place. I check one look in the mirror. I want to change my clothes, my hair, my face, and I ain't getting nowhere. Man, I'm just living in a dump like this. There's something happening somewhere. Baby, I just know there is. You can't start a fire. You can't start a fire without a spark. This gun's for hire, even if we're just dancing in the dark. You sit around getting older. There's a joke somewhere and it's on me. I'll shake this world off with my shoulders. Come on, baby, the laugh's on me. Stay on the streets of this town and they'll be carving you up alright. They say you gotta stay hungry. Hey baby, I'm just about starving tonight. I gotta get some action. I'm sick of sitting around here trying to write this book. I need a love reaction. Come on, babe, give me just one look. You can't start a fire. You can't start a fire without a spark. This gun's for hire, even if we're just dancing in the dark. Good night, everybody. I'll see you on YouTube, I guess.